photography serves as an inspiration and as political influence and also people's social ideas. Around 1920 began to be used as component of advertising. In advertising, photography has a wide array of special techniques, era uses of making the image more adapted to the consumer, and this can be an element of greater influence on the viewers.
The marketing of products have made the advertising photography the most important activity of the photographic work by volume, technique, and creativity. It differs from other photographic genres for several reasons, which are, first, adaptability to business interest, second, is not engaged with reality, and third, build the scene. The purpose of the advertising photography is to increase sales and service. If the owner manages to increase the number of sales, is when appreciates the advertising photograph capacity. We have, for example, the press photography. Example, the advertising often is inspired by reality, but what represents us through their images is constructed reality. Advertising photography recreates the scene. It is exactly the same that in the cinema of fiction, and the photographer is limited to capture the scene using the techniques of lighting and photography. The genre suffers the consequence from consumerism that spreads, and it's under constant renovation about the aesthetic that have positive values because beauty attracts much more attention than the ugliness, which has led to a cult of beauty by the advertising discourse.
The advertising photography is found by two types of message. Denotative, represented by an image with a simple and understandable message. The denotative message is shy but truthful to affirm the existence of the products which are around it. Connotative represents truth image with a coded message that connects the idea. The connotative message facilitates advertising creativity when it comes to visual quality or attribute of the product.
In his skill, advertising creates an appearance that conceals an inventory of connotations to say a message that indirectly involves more emotions than rationality. The connotations also facilitate advertising creativity when it comes to display a quality or attribute of the product. The qualities attributed to a product are easily viewable through the figures of the advertising rhetoric that is directly inspired by the literary, metaphors, synecdoche, metonymy, and other figures make up the rhetoric. From the cultural point of view, advertising photography has only six characters. Its mere language knows no cultural boundaries between developed countries, which can be considered as a universal language perfectly compatible with other cultures more local. It can also be defined indirectly as a photograph documenting certain values or culture, manifested through these photographs because of their high degree of social acceptance. There is no doubt that advertising photography, plus values for the sake of its own functionality, contains other content that analyzes modern culture from various manifestations.